Hello, Tom.
Hi.
So today we have another lesson, Speak Like President.
The governor of Texas can't grant clemency. I can grant a 30-day reprieve is what I can do. And I did so, by the way, on a case in which there was some doubt.
Clemency refers to uh, basically weakening the punishment for someone usually for a crime that they've committed. So, for example, if someone was sentenced to 20 years in jail and they got clemency, then maybe they only go to jail for 10 years. Or if somebody got a death sentence, they get clemency and they change it to a life sentence instead.
Yay, good news.
They basically get a milder form of punishment. Reprieve is where the punishment is delayed. For example, if someone is going to get executed and they get a reprieve, it means they get to live a little longer. And then also reprieve can be used in a more informal sense if there is some negative event that you thought was going to happen where it didn't happen. For example, if somebody gets cancer and they thought they were going to die and now it turns out they're not going to die, they could say they got a reprieve. They still have the cancer, but it's not going to get them just yet.
But the notion of this whole topic just makes me very uncomfortable, very squeamish. And I think people who oppose the death penalty would absolutely agree with that.
Squeamish refers to a negative emotional reaction to something. And generally it would be something that some people might consider to be disgusting, like blood or violence. Or it could also be embarrassment, where they have such a strong negative reaction that they try to get away. For example, I used to be squeamish about tomatoes when I was a child. And then finally, I managed to get over my squeamishness, and now I don't really mind tomatoes anymore.
So you can say about emotional reaction, you can say there's this controversial issue about the public breastfeeding, and many people are squeamish about this, right?
Exactly. That's a good example.
Our society is a society that is a society of law. Our state passed this law, and my job is to uphold the law, and I do.
That means to maintain. When you say uphold, up is high, so it means that you're trying to hold the law to a fairly high level, which means that you don't want the law to get weakened. So, for example, if the police were to stop giving out tickets for people running red lights, then people might feel it's okay to run red lights. So the police will uphold the law by issuing tickets, arresting people, and so forth. And this way, people know that they can't just violate the law and not have consequences.
And we have a peace and order in the society.
Right, exactly.
Not the opposite, which is chaos and anarchy.
Exactly.
I think that's a hard statistic to prove. But if I could be convinced it didn't deter crime, I may change my opinion about the death penalty.
Deter means to discourage someone from doing something. So, for example, I have locks on my door to discourage burglars. Or they have red camera lights to deter people from running red lights. Or you can say they had a strong police presence at the parade to deter people from getting drunk. Or they closed the bars down at 2 o'clock, again, to deter late night drunkenness.
Also, there's a debate about illegal immigrants crossing the border and measures that need to be taken to deter the influx of illegal immigrants.
So the idea there would be that if you don't uphold the law, then there will be no deterrence against violating the law.
One thing we shouldn't do is have the death penalty to seek revenge. We shouldn't be seeking revenge.
A revenge is a noun which basically means to get back at somebody for doing something negative to you. So if somebody does something bad to you, then you do something bad to them, and that way they learn not to do bad things to you. So to seek revenge means to look for ways of getting revenge, and then to take revenge would be the actual act of doing the revenge. In a lot of cases, the revenge might be criminal, so taking revenge would be a good way to end up in jail. Also, revenge is a noun, but it's not a verb. There is no verb.
And the verb would be to avenge.
There you go. Okay, there is a verb, but it's a different form. So the verb is to avenge or take revenge. And then there was a TV show, The Avengers. And again, the idea is that if someone warns someone in advance that they will get revenge if they do something bad to them, then you could call them an avenger in that sense.
Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you, Tom. And Tom is ESL tutor. You teach English in the United States and also all over the world using Skype. And you can be reached at your website, which is
ESL-fullspeedahead.com.
And you can click on this link and check out his website and email him with questions. Okay, thank you, Tom, and I'll talk to you next time.
Okay, thank you.